Hello and welcome to Liverpool Report. This is your home for all the latest Liverpool news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Anfield. After a weekend without action, Liverpool are back with a bang as they prepare for a gargantuan Champions League clash. The Reds make the trip to France to take on Paris Saint-Germain in the last 16 of Europe's premier competition. Luis Enrique's side earned their place after defeating Brest in the playoff round, after Liverpool secured their spot by topping the group stage. Arne Slot will hope to translate his team's Premier League successes into European progression by earning a positive result in their first leg. The final weeks of the season are upon us, and every game is beginning to take on greater significance, even with a healthy domestic lead. Liverpool forward Cody Gakpo was absent from training ahead of the Reds' Champions League clash. The Dutchman was not present for the open portion of the session on Merseyside, ahead of the team travelling to Paris on Tuesday. The 25-year-old missed 2 fixtures due to a knock in February, but appeared from the bench against Manchester City and Newcastle United in the club's most recent outings. Gakpo was the primary noticeable absentee as he joined those expected to miss training in Connor Bradley, Joe Gomez, and Tyler Morton. Slot did call upon some young talent to supplement the group, however. Trey Nyoni, Rio Ngumoha, and James McConnell all participated in the session. PSG star Ousmane Dembele is expecting a tough encounter with Liverpool, but has faith in his team's preparations to take on the Reds. The French winger is enjoying a remarkable season, having scored 26 goals in 33 games, but was keen to praise the teamwork his side have shown. "We are preparing well for what is to come, Liverpool," the ex-Barcelona star said. Since the beginning of the season, Luis Enrique has been telling us to play good football. Everyone is participating, whether it's the midfielders, defenders, or attackers. Everyone wants to be decisive. We are in a very good dynamic. We will try to keep it as long as possible. We are having a blast. Everyone attacks. Everyone defends. We are a very united team that gives results like that. It's just fun for 90 to 95 minutes. We know it's going to be a tough match, he added. It's the Champions League. Liverpool finished first. They're also confident. It's going to be a great show. Darwin Nunez was unhappy that a possible January exit was blocked, according to reports. The Reds' striker has endured a difficult season at Anfield, but still drew interest in the most recent transfer window. Darwin has struggled to break into Slot's starting 11 in recent months, but still found Saudi Pro League side Al Hilal interested. Liverpool are said to have denied their striker permission to engage in talks, with Darwin frustrated with that decision. The Uruguay international has managed just 6 goals this term. Slot has recently questioned the forward's work rate. For the second time in a row, I wasn't happy with his work effort. Against Wolves and against Villa, he said. I can't accept if a player doesn't give everything, that is clear. I can accept it once, but twice was a bit too much. That's why I addressed it. If you miss a chance, you need to be fighting for the team. I'm not saying he didn't do that at all, but it wasn't the usual Darwin, the one that is loved by the fans. That is mainly because he always works so hard. Newcastle United are demanding a Premier League record sum for Alexander Isak in a bid to warn off the likes of Liverpool. The Reds have recently been linked with a move for the Swedish star, who has been one of the best players in the Premier League for the last 18 months. Newcastle are reportedly looking for at least £150 million, 3 years after signing him for £63 million from Real Sociedad. Arsenal are also understood to be interested in Isak, who has previously been described as the Gunners' dream target. Whether it is Arne Slot or Mikel Arteta's side, a fee that would shatter the current £115 million Premier League record deal that saw Chelsea sign Moises Caicedo from Brighton, and Hove Albion would be required to wrap up a deal for the striker. According to Sky Sports, Isak's representatives have been in touch with Liverpool. It's believed that the Merseysiders are counting on their size, reputation, and recent success to sway Isak into upping sticks and joining them. It's also been claimed that Liverpool will advance an official written proposal to the Magpies in the summer. While the Reds have used a wide variety of analytical techniques to try and unearth young and cheaper talents, they would be willing to move away from this strategy to sign a best-in-class forward like Isak. However, this is all likely to hinge on the future of Mohamed Salah, which continues to be up in the air. At present, Salah is looking more likely to head towards the Anfield exit door at the end of the campaign. The Egyptian, who has contributed 30 goals and 22 assists in 39 appearances this season, will be able to leave Liverpool for nothing if he does not sign a new contract before July 1st. Considering his goal contributions look set to win the Premier League, Liverpool fans would no doubt be gutted to see the ex-Chelsea forward leave. While his current legacy is not at Salah's level, Isak has proven to be one of the finest goal scorers in the world. If the Reds were to replace Salah with Isak, it would go a huge way to banishing any supporter disappointment towards the Reds' talisman's exit. Isak is the Magpies' best player and most potent threat, and it will take an astronomical offer to convince the club to let the Swede leave. Sky also claimed that Isak may have to make some moves of his own if he decides he wants to join Liverpool. Newcastle will hold the cards in negotiations given their vast wealth, and the fact Isak is contracted to St James's Park until 2028. The same report claims that the Reds might need some additional pressure from Isak and his representatives to get any deal over the line. Isak's future remains up in the air for the time being and could be influenced by which flavour, if any, of European football Newcastle qualify for at the end of the season. Addressing the speculation recently, he said, "This is something you get used to. Sometimes you see things that make you laugh or things that are not right. Nah, it's just a part of football. It shouldn't really bother you too much." Arne Slot is not one for comparisons with Liverpool legends, it seems, nor is he one to get carried away with their season so far. So it was not surprising for him to almost completely ignore a question about how he could follow in the footsteps of Kop icon Joe Fagan and lead the Reds to League, European Cup and League Cup glory in his first season. He had no interest in thinking his Reds outfit are already the best team in Europe just because of their stunning campaign so far either. The focus is on progressing from the last 16 against an in-form PSG side over 2 legs, than dreaming of being immortalized like Fagan, who like Slot, following Jurgen Klopp, took over from Bob Paisley. Yet it is hard to get away from the feeling that something special is happening this season with Liverpool. They lead the Premier League by 13 points, and they are in the Carabao Cup final. They topped the revamped league system in Europe too. That had PSG boss Luis Enrique calling them the best side in Europe on the eve of this first leg fixture at the Parc des Princes. But Slot does not believe they can be considered the best team on the continent unless they go all the way and win the trophy in May. It's a nice compliment to get, but the best team in Europe has to win the Champions League, said Slot. But we are far away from that, starting with a very difficult game against PSG and then all the difficult ones that are coming up, because we have seen the draw. I think the best team in Europe at the moment is still Real Madrid, as they won this competition last season. Someone else can say something different, but for us, we first have to win it before we can say it. They have beaten Real this season in the league stage, and also overcame Bayer Leverkusen in an almost perfect run which saw 7 wins before a much-changed team lost away at PSV in what was a dead rubber for Liverpool. Yet now, they are in the business end of the competition and they face a PSG side, which finished low down the table in the league stage, but is now in red-hot form. Luis Enrique's side are on a 22-game unbeaten run since a 1-0 loss at Bayern Munich in late November. The League One giants have won their last 10 games in all competitions with 40 goals scored. January signing Kvicha Kvaratskhelia and Bradley Barcola are expected to play alongside Ousmane Dembele in a front line, which now has no Kylian Mbappe, but is still very dangerous. It doesn't seem quite fair that Liverpool topped the league stage, yet get handed such a draw. But Slot said, "We could only have faced two teams, Benfica or PSG." Although I like Benfica a lot, everyone who has watched football in the last few months could have told you that maybe we would have preferred to play Benfica instead of PSG. But this is also a great fixture to play. It's a great stadium to play in. If you play at Liverpool, you want to play in big games, and this is definitely a big game for us. We have to accept the draw, and both teams are facing a very strong opponent.